So I want to give you 3 quick marketing tips. Number 1, marketing tip number 1. I'm going to go through these kind of quick. Marketing 1 is one that I see happen all the time, and it's speak their language. Speak their language. Them is your ideal client. It's your avatar. It's the person that's going to, your prospect. Here's what happens. Have you guys ever seen somebody in your field or a teacher or a professor write a book that was written to impress their peers? All the time. I saw you say that all the time. They write it to look like, I don't mean, they don't do it on purpose. It's not like they're bad, I'm going to posture, but it's kind of like posturing. It's kind of showing your knowledge, showing your experience. Look what I've done, look what I've discovered, look what I've created. They write a book to kind of show what they've learned. And like 3 people read it that go, wow, they're smart. And no one else does because it's over their head. Here's the way I want you to look at it. If you write a book that is 1% over their head, you're done. I don't know about you. I listen to books because I have ADD. I have ADD, but I have dyslexia, so I have to listen. I know within the first 2 chapters, I'm taking this one all the way to the end. I finish most every book I listen to, but I don't go past 2 chapters on some. If someone tries to talk to me like they're smarter, or they use a tech term that I got to go Google because I don't know what the hell it means, I'm out. Because you're not talking to me. You're talking to maybe where I could be someday, but I'm not there now. Listen, I've been geeking out for the last year on really understanding investments, right? Inflation coming, depreciation. We got the stock market that's been a up market for way too long. You know that there's got to be a shift. I really want to understand it in a different way. So I've interviewed a lot of people and I've read a lot of books to really understand, when you start making money, you want your money to work for you too, right? Your partner should be money, right? So I really wanted to understand. So I've interviewed so many people. Tony's obsessed on it. And there's some books that I read, and I love when someone writes a book that speaks to me. As I'm a businessman, I feel like I'm fairly smart, but I don't understand certain, tech jargon and if someone gets in the book and I'm in chapter 1 and there's 4 or 5 things that I just don't get, I'm out. Never going to read the book. It's the same with marketing. It's the same with when you do the education. When we want to market, talk to the person you used to be. There's a saying that I've been saying for 20 years, and it's going to be really dumb to you, but I share everything with you. I say, make it so low the goats can eat it. I don't know where it came from. It's kind of dumb, but it reminds me when I'm doing marketing or I'm doing a video, right? I could jump on a video and say, hey, knowledge brokers, it's time to share what you know, your expertise, your hobby. Let's go impact lives and make money. What about the brand new person? It's like, what the freak is a knowledge broker? I don't talk about knowledge broker in my ads. When you guys are a part of the self-education revolution, I'll introduce what I believe a knowledge broker is. You have knowledge. You should broker it to other people, impact their lives, get paid. Makes sense now, right? You smile and go, oh, I get that. But you'll never see me start an ad and say, how would you like to be a knowledge broker? What the hell does that mean? We want to make it so low the goats can eat it on every level, meaning don't do tech jargon. Don't try to posture. You don't have to prove how smart you are. You have to prove that you care and that you can give them the path and the plan to where they want to go. Does that make sense? Most of you are way smarter than me, but some of you in your area, in your field of expertise, there are certain acronyms that you use. None of us have any idea what it is. If you're using an acronym, don't, because I have no clue. It doesn't mean anything to me, and it takes you out of the moment. So, marketing tip number 1. Speak so low the goats can eat it. Speak to the person you used to be before you became the expert, before you went through the experience. Does that make sense? These are the subtle little things you'll always see in my ads. I think sometimes people look at it and go, wow, that was simple, but they're clicking on them. My videos, my audios. Okay. Number 2, I know you know this, but now that we're evolving, I want to remind you of this. we have to obsess on understanding our clients' pain and what they want to run away from and what's their pleasure, where they want to run towards. And if you want to break it up into those two buckets, it's pain. What do your clients want to move away from? Pleasure. Where do they want to go to? Here's what happens sometimes. I want you to hear this. When you're on the other side, when your arthritis is gone, when your business is booming, when you're not heavy anymore, or you went through a divorce and you feel amazing, or you cured this illness naturally, when you're on the other side, how could you not be happy? This is what you do. But you must go back in time and remember that pain. It's easy to live where you are. You must go back and remember that pain because some people are in it and you have to help them move away from that pain. Does that make sense? And you have to also, only half the people want to move away from pain. Some people are in good shape, but they want to become Olympic style athletes. Maybe you have a boot camp weekend that would kill anybody in good shape and put them on a whole nother level. They're not really moving away from pain. They're doing okay physically, but they want to be a badass. They want to be the top 1%. You have to paint the picture of the pleasure of where they want to go. They want to move towards a bigger future. If somebody's 100 pounds overweight and they're sick of being out of breath, they have diabetes, they want to fix this, they want to move away from the pain of being overweight and what that caused them, right? But once they lose that weight and they're feeling good, where they might want to go, they might want to move towards going to a whole nother level and doing marathons. That's moving towards, okay? So remember, you're going to want to really live inside the mind of your prospect of what is their pain. In most cases, you went through that pain at some point in your life. You can say, what pain? I don't think, Tina didn't go through pain because she's teaching people how to get loans. She kind of went through some pain. She went through some pain of working 60-hour weeks and at the end of the month collect $50,000 and be like, yay! And there's $49,972 in bills. And all of a sudden pain, like, shit, I'm not really in business. I'm kind of in business. I pretend to be in business. My family thinks I'm in business, but there's no money left. She had that pain, right? She can remember that as it drives her forward. So really live inside the mind of your prospect. Know their pain. What do they want to move away from? What do they want to move towards? You want my secret on how to do it? Want my secret on who feels when I hope, this is like I'm looking for a pat on the back. I'm not really. Who feels sometimes when I share that I'm talking directly to you? You're like, man, how does he know I feel that way? Can I give you a little secret? I read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of your posts. I'm kind of smart, but I'm not that smart. I let you tell me. I read your posts obsessively. I read your posts when you don't think I'm watching. Like right now, you're giving me all kudos. Dean, you're great. That's awesome. You might be in like one of the groups saying, Dean, you suck or whatever, right? I read all of it. But I read when you're vulnerable and say, I'd love to do this, but I'm feeling scared right now. And I feel like this might not be the right path. Or I'm reading those. So I'm addressing today because I'm reading the pain that you want to move away from, and I'm reading the pleasure of where you want to go to. So read obsessively. If you don't have a following yet where people are, go find somebody that's similar in your business. Find a Facebook group that is around menopause or loans or health or life or family or business or fitness. Find another one and go there and just start asking questions. What's your biggest obstacle when it comes to health? What are you afraid the most that you're going through a divorce? What does it feel like to be a woman who's a mom, has a business, and trying to be a husband and lost herself? There's nothing on the inside. I'm like a shell. I want my heart back. Go find a group like that and ask and find out those. They'll tell you the pain. And they'll tell you what they want as pleasure, and we get to live inside the mind of the person we want to serve. Make sense? So, a little cheat sheet. The last one. Is as we move forward, as you take the uncomfortable action, and you start getting momentum. Are we here just to make a sale? Are we here to make a sale? Or are we here to turn this into a business, right? I told you that silly fishing story yesterday, But what I want you to do is, if we think back to that crazy analogy, is just because I was catching fish, do you think I settled? Okay, I'm going to give you that. I know it was such a silly, dumb story, but I like things that stick, right? I want to tell you, when I started sneaking up to the water, I'm not embellishing any of this. This is true. When I started either hiding behind a tree or sneaking up and then casting my line, I started catching fish when no one else did. To me, that was, listen to this word, that was my new control. The control was, Dean sneaks up to the water, you catch fish. But do you think, was I satisfied with that? Once I knew sneaking up got me more fish, you know what I said? What else can I do? I realized that if I landed the fly right behind a little rapid on the other side of a rock or underside of a log, man, as soon as it landed, I'd get a hit. What was my new control? Sneak up and land the fly in that spot. But then I realized when it landed, I had so much line out that when the fish would hit, I wouldn't be there to tug it to kind of set the hook. So then I learned I got to sneak up, I got to land it right there, and I got to pull all the slack out of the line so when the fish hits the fly, I could tug it, stick the hook, I reel it in, get a cool picture, kiss him, put him back in the water, right? I wasn't satisfied with the first one. What was I doing? My control was sneak up, but I obsessed on beating the control. My obsession is always, if you talk to anyone in my company, I feel blessed that I get to run Tony's company too. They'll tell you one thing about me. It's not that I'm never satisfied. I'm satisfied every day of my life. I'm never satisfied with the control because I know it can always be better. I have 25 years doing this, and whenever it's good, I know there's another level. And whenever that's good, I know there's another level. I also know that eventually, whatever marketing you do, whatever, you're going to have to create a new message, a different message, an alternative message. And all of a sudden, you'll create a message. Listen, I got to tell you something. I don't know if it's the universe. I don't know if this is the year of the badass woman. I'm just being honest. Like, this is the year of the woman entrepreneur. I believe that. Women, can I hear that? This is the year of the woman entrepreneur. I don't know what message shifted, but can I tell you something that happened about 18 months ago? No, about 36 months ago. Our business went from 50-50 to like 68% women. 68% of women are in this group. 68% women are in Own Your Future. 68% of people were at the World Summit. Okay? Here's the crazy part. Tony was 50-50. I went over and started running Tony's company, adjusting the marketing, changing, training. Guess what? Tony's company is 65% women. I don't know what I did. I'm not sure. I hope that I'm serving men and women evenly. But I have to say, the women are kind of kicking ass. The women, people selling the most on mastermind.com, the women, right? But here's the thing, I'm always trying new messages and they're not fake. I'm not like, let me see how I can get more women to give us money. Like, that's not my thought process. It's like, how can I serve more amazing women that are home? It's probably because I watched my mom work 3 jobs to make $90 a week as a kid, and I hated her having no skill and have to clean houses and paint houses and sweep the floor at a hair salon. She tried to get her hair license and she failed a couple times, so she kind of worked as an assistant there. She'd come home at 9 o'clock at night, and I remember my mom not having a skill, the most beautiful woman you ever met inside and out. And I know that's probably my underlying push. My mom was my muse, right? So I'm always looking to support everyone equally. But why did I even tell you that about women? Because I'm always trying to beat the control. My business was thriving when it was 50-50. But since I'm always trying to do something better, something clicked. And boom, we're empowering women all over the world at a whole other level, and we love it, right? But if I got satisfied, I was profitable. I'll be honest and say I made millions and millions of dollars in my life. The money was coming in, but I wasn't satisfied because I knew there was more people I could help. And when you get accustomed to saying, I'm going to beat the control, and what does that mean? If you're shooting videos, Tina, I'm using an example because we talked to her today. She just started recently going live once a week, giving away free information. And those that like that and want more have the opportunity to give her money. She gets to serve them and go on to another level. What does beating the control look like for Tina? Well, she might be starting a certain way each week, or she might be really teaching each week. Next week, she might say, you know what? I'm going to steal some of that Dean or Tony personal development. I'm going to try talking about why they really want more out of life first. And then I'm going to go into my teaching. And you do it next week, and guess what happens? Half the people raise their hand like, oh, that kind of sucked. Didn't beat the control. 2 weeks later, you go, you know what? I'm going to tell a story. Before I get to my teaching, I'm going to tell the story when I was taking in 50 grand a month and it was costing me 50 grand a month to be in business. I'm going to start there. That's when I'm going to try to beat the control. Now she knows, let's say Tina knows every week when she goes live, 10% of the people raise their hand and want information. Really hear me now. This is not overcomplicated. Tina goes live every week. Let's use a rough example. I'm going to say 100 people come a week. Could be 10, could be 200. I'm guessing. But let's say every week Tina goes live and 100 people watch. The last 3 weeks at 100 people, 10% or 10 people raise their hand and say, Tina, I want more information. Everybody get that part? Right? Not complicated? This is her way she's doing it. 10 people come. Next week, 100 people come and she tells the 7 levels deep story and where are you, where you want to go, and then goes into the pitch, and only 2 people leave a message. That's 2%. That didn't beat the control. Dumb. I'm not following what Dean said on that one. I'm going to try next week. The next week, she says, I'm going to tell the story about being a mom, and when there wasn't enough money and time to spend with my kids, this is what saved me. I'm going to tell my mom's story, and then I'm going to teach. All of a sudden next week, 100 people show up, 14 people leave a message. Boom! Guess what you did? What did you do? You beat the control. But the truth of the matter is, you change the control. You beat the control. And guess what your new thing is every week? Every week, Tina, you tell the story about being a mom, and then you teach, and you realize, oh my God, 3-4 weeks in a row, 14 people raised their hand. Now, do you get satisfied there? No, you figured out how to crawl to the stream and land it, but now you got to get the slack out. Now, the next week, you add a bonus. Hey guys, if you leave me your message below, even if we don't work together, I'm going to send you my new ebook. It'll give you some cool points. All of a sudden, Tina goes live to 100 people, and 22 raise their hand. Boom, you beat the control again. I don't want to oversimplify it, but a lot of times you overcomplicate it. Make sense? Beat the control. You'll try something. Doesn't move the needle. You'll try telling the story about being a mom. Doesn't move the needle. You try a bonus. Kind of moves the needle. And then one day you go, you know what? I'm going to tell the story and I'm going to give the bonus. And boom, it doubles. I tried so much crap you have no idea. I knew the book was amazing. I knew I needed to get it in people's hands. I would love to say it was like, we got some sales, and then we got more, and then we got more. That thing was like dead on arrival. Nothing moved the needle. I tried something, I tried something, I tried something, I tried something, I tried something. Team said, I don't know if you should try anymore. I tried something. My inner self-intuition was like, I think give up. This book ain't going to sell. My friends were like, hey, go back to real estate. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Tried maybe, I don't know if it was my 30th video or 50th video. I don't know. But one video, we literally went from like 150, 200 sales a week to 5,000 over 2 weeks. Like it wasn't, oh, I got a little better, sometimes it's not incremental. You just got to keep trying until boom, you hit it. And then you're like, yeah, I got this. That was easy, right? No one knows that you tried a million things, you doubted yourself, you felt like an imposter, you almost quit, your friend almost talked you out of it. Like, nobody knows all that. They just see, dude, 6,000 books a week. It's like, yay! And they turn away, you're like, oh, thank freaking God I didn't stop. What's up, what's up? Hey, don't forget to look at the action steps we've posted below. They are the perfect way to take your success, abundance in this crazy world to a whole nother level.